Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and today we have another very special video for you guys. EA Sports PGA Tour has just announced their second major drop here in the game that is slated for, I believe, tomorrow, May 16th. So we have a whole new big patch coming. I feel like it's been almost a month since the last patch really dropped and they added some new content into the game. But this one seems to be even better, in my opinion, just because it fixes some necessary things that needed fixing, and then adds some pretty cool new features. So we're just going to go over the patch notes here. I'll probably create a video tomorrow with the new course when we get to there. But yeah, I'm really excited that they're finally dropping another content update. It means they are still working very hard on the game. Again, I kind of talked about it in my videos. I wish they did more than just one monthly update. It seems like that's kind of the trajectory they're on, especially just when there's some glaring bugs. But again, we'll take what we can get. It's nice to see that they just haven't abandoned the game, which I figured they didn't based on their roadmap. But the time is finally here, so we'll just go through it. Obviously, May 16th, we got a new patch dropping. Looks like the new course, Oak Hill Country Club, is going to be added into all game modes. And that's really important to specify, because it now is going to alternate the PGA Championship every year between Oak Hill Country Club, which is being added, and Southern Hills, which is already in the game. So a big feature that actually you guys were commenting on my videos were the option to switch the golf course that you want every single season. So you're not playing the same, 20, 30 golf courses every single season. Now, mind you, this is only one of the tournaments, the PGA Championship, but that is a huge stepping stone in the right direction. Yes, you don't have the ability to customize which one you want, but the ability to alternate makes it so the seasons are a little different and the stakes are a little bit higher going to a different golf course every single season. So that is really, really, really exciting to see. Hopefully they keep doing that. They already said they're going to add more courses. So especially for the big majors and the tournaments, obviously you got Augusta for the Masters. That's not going to change. But things like, the Open isn't going to be held at St. Andrews every single year. That is a 1 in 4, 1 in 6, years type thing. But that is really cool to see. So that is a great change. Oak Hills is going to be a monster of a golf course. It's going to be really challenging. We're going to create a couple of videos just to showcase the new course when it drops tomorrow. Now, the next thing in this paragraph is Season 2 is kind of dropping. Obviously, it's not really a true seasonal game, but it seems like they're going to be updating away from the Masters. We had the Masters when the game first dropped, and the next major in a couple weeks here is the PGA Championship. So it seems like the game's going to be, decorated around that. You're going to see all sorts of PGA Championship style clips, the intro to the game. You hear Nick Faldo say, "This is the Masters." It probably won't show that anymore because we're stepping away from the road to the Masters and going into the PGA Championship, which I think is very cool. It means hopefully there's the introduction of more, daily, weekly, seasonal type tournaments held around here, but especially the seasonal ones. We haven't had anything since the Masters, so there should be the 3 or 4 tournaments for the season that they're holding here. So very cool, more chance to earn rewards and currency and things like that. So it's a very cool change there. And then we start getting into some of the new features they've added. So a really cool one here, and this is important for us in our gameplay, because if you watch my last couple of videos, I talked about heading to the simulation difficulty a lot earlier than we anticipated, just because there isn't a lot of changes when it comes to the current difficulty we have. Like, we're playing on pretty much the hardest, with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 settings that change it to simulation, that being the putting grid, that being the swing arc, and a few other things. So we're looking to change that probably right after the PGA Championship. But they've added a really cool new feature in here. So as you can see right here, based on player feedback, so it's great to see that they're listening. There is going to be a new option to better support people playing without the putting grid. So when you get into that simulation type feel, there's going to be a new little view. This is similar to the worm view that, if you remember from 2K23, they have something similar. This is going to be called the new low view camera height option, has been added to zoom camera while putting. So the zoom equals off gameplay setting option has been updated to allow zoom when the golfer is within 70 yards. This better represents a pro's golfer ability on survey greens and ensures that all players can now toggle to this low camera height to manually read greens. This is a wonderful addition, as you can see in the picture there. Again, this kind of mimics the worm view that 2K has, but I think this is really important. Now, if you're playing on simulation, at no point in the round prior to this patch did you have the option to zoom in or view things. What this allows is you have the option now to not change away from simulation, but have the ability that if you're within 70 yards, you can zoom and actually view around the hole. So as you can see in this little video here, you have the option to zoom in with no putting grid, so you still aren't giving any information, but you can kind of view the hole from all aspects. Now that really truly does mimic what a real golfer would do. You know, they'd walk up and down the hole, they'd get all different angles, they'd feel their feet. If there was hills, their caddy would read it from a different angle. This is a very awesome addition, and I think a true simulation type feel. So I'm really excited about this, and this is going to come into full effect once we are on simulation in a couple weeks. So again, we've been riding towards that. The idea was in our season 2 of our career to switch to simulation. We're going to change that up and go into simulation around the PGA Championship. So the second half of the season is this much harder but more realistic feel, and this is such a cool change. So love to see that. The new camera angle, I think, adds a whole new level of ability to read these greens without a putting grid. Obviously, this has the putting grid in there, but when you're in simulation mode with the grid turned off, you can still zoom in. Really cool feature. Now, another thing, we talked about this in the last patch, and it seems there's a whole new plethora of updates regarding the cup physics, which is obviously very crucial. While they got some things right with the last patch, it still wasn't perfect. So there's been new cup physics, which results in lip ins and lip outs occurring more frequently. Now, obviously, do you want your putt to lip out and lip in all the time? No, but it seems so very few and far in between that it almost feels unrealistic. There's so many times where you graze the lip and nothing would happen. So as you can see in this demonstration video, it seems like they've added some new little mechanics or physics, that will result in more. This is a perfect example of it just on the right outside. It still catches a bit of the hole, so it funnels out to the left. That is a really good improvement. We'll be putting it in full effect when we do our videos, but hopefully that is a nice change that stays. All right, moving on. From that point on, there's just a whole bunch of, fixes and things like that. So we'll just quickly go through the list, kind of explain some that stand out to me. But if you guys want, excuse me, getting choked up over the patch coming out. But if you guys want all the nitty gritties, you can go to their Twitter to find the link, or go to the PGA Tour website. But here we go. So gameplay, fix an issue where golfer would sometimes react positively after hitting a ball in a hazard. Very not necessary change in terms of how the game actually plays, but it's such a good quality of life change. It's such a good realism. You don't want to hit there's been so many times where I hit the green, so I land the green, but it rolls out into a bunker, or rolls past the green, and my guy does a massive fist bump, and it's like that wouldn't work. So glad to see that. Fix a potential exploit with 3-click swing mechanic where opening the scorecard menu after third click would cancel the shot. Don't even know. I don't play on 3-clicks, so I didn't even know that's the thing. But for you 3-clickers out there, I guess that's a good change. It's an exploit. You want as few of those in the game as possible. Soft lock, that would sometimes occur when auto tap in. We don't play with that. Minor adjustments to bump ball logic. It's fine. Cameras, manually zooming out the camera while the ball is in motion. We'll now see the ball remain centered in the middle of the screen. That is a huge change, and one that you might not even realize. Basically, what this means was, in a post shot, while the camera is in the air, you have the option to kind of zoom out and in with the thumbsticks to kind of get a different angle of it. And sometimes it would throw the ball at the top or the bottom of the screen, and it basically made it look like it was going shorter or farther than it actually was. So having the ball remain stationary in the middle while you're doing the camera tweaks is a really good fix. Then we have fixed issue where post-shot reaction cameras would occasionally zoom in too close to the golfer. Yeah, sometimes you'd zoom into the teeth and it looked all weird. So some nice things. Fixing incorrect camera angle, showing drop zone, that's fine. Settings, don't care about PS5. Don't care about that, really. Career, fixed AI pairing so that playing partner in rounds 2 to 4 is not always Scotty Scheffler. That's hilarious. So, look, I've talked about it before, and we're actually considering turning it off until they do more tweaks to the AI. But basically, if you're playing, we've noticed it in round 4. Even we only play with a round 4, so this is specifically if you have it on all the time. But even in it doesn't have every golfer in the game, so it tries to pick the next closest pro that's in the game for you to play alongside. And there is so many times that even if Scotty Scheffler is 10 shots behind you, you get partnered with him, and then he shoots one of those ridiculous 58 rounds and wins the whole thing. So it seems like it was happening in multiple rounds. So that's a great change there. Banner with golfer tee times is no longer displayed when entering into a playoff. Okay. Didn't really have that experience, but that's okay. Challenges, fixes some changes there. You guys can read individual challenges. We don't do challenges in videos anyway, so I'll read that offline. Courses, Augusta National adds some new drop zones. PGA West fixed missing rock collisions. PC improved rendering of shadows and bunkers when using low. So we don't play on low, we play on ultra, so this isn't a big change for us either, but some nice changes you guys might want to check out. Tournaments, daily and weekly tournaments for simulation gameplay style have been added for Season 2. That's awesome. tournaments daily and weekly, you'd have about 3 options. It was really quick to fly through. You didn't have a lot of customization. It was basically 1 arcade, 1 pro, 1 tour. Now they have simulations. So that's really exciting. You'll probably get more rewards if you place well in that. So that's a really good change. Fix a potential exploit where players were able to quit without paying an entry fee. You hate to see that. Fixed issue with tournament countdown timers. Fixed issue with backing out of a course preview screen. So just some nice quality of life changes for tournaments. Audio. This is a big one for some people. I haven't really found too much of an issue, but basically there's been a plethora of audio issues. One being the ability to what you save doesn't save when you restart the game. So it feels like they've adjusted a bunch of these settings, fixed some of the narration, fixed some of the sounds and special effects. So have a read at that. It's going to be good changes. And then a whole bunch of UI bug fixes. So quest countdown timers, challenges, online fixed issue where players who are removed from a session for being idle didn't always receive a pop-up notification message. Nice if you get dropped, or nice if you don't realize that the guy is not even in the game anymore. Things like that. Some HUD changes, tooltips, things like that. There's the PS5 fixes for a discount, PC wipes and NIS transitions, or some certain things with widescreen monitors. So just a lot of really nice changes. Again, we didn't really get too many like on the course bug fixes, but there's a ton of really good quality of life updates, as well as a new mechanic, a new camera angle, which will really help with the simulation feel. Brand new golf course in Oak Hills Country Club. This is going to be a phenomenal update, and it's the right stepping stone. I talk about this all the time, just getting the little things in there. Again, I wish they did more than just one monthly major update, but this is a good change. This is adding some new things. We're already seeing the transition away from the Masters into the PGA. We're going to see new pros being added at some point. It's on their roadmap. A new camera angle to help with simulation, more realistic feel. But these are all really good changes, guys. We'll dive into it more as the patch drops, but make sure you guys go check it out. Again, if you've kind of been waiting for some new content, this is a good start. A new golf course, and the option to change that every season is really cool. Hopefully they continue that. So especially the majors are alternating golf courses every single season. But I'm really happy with what I see here. I think the quality of life changes are really good, and hopefully we start seeing some more actual on the course game changes, like the rough, like the bunkers, things like that. But for right now, guys, that's all for this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. We're going to be checking out this patch and all things PGA Championship as we get closer to that beautiful tournament coming up here very shortly in the regular season. And that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the new update when it drops tomorrow, and we'll catch you back in the next PGA Tour video. Bye, guys.